Welcome in everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be going through the latest PTB changes. I did live stream it on stream and unfortunately the recording had a moment. My stream went all buggered, so instead here we are. We're going to be doing it this way instead. There's a lot to go through, a lot to cover, but what we're going to do is just going to go through this together and I'll try and summarize it easier for you. KRASUE, I don't know exactly how to pronounce that. So KRASUE. The KRASUE detaches from its body, emerging as a floating head with a trail of organs drifting behind it. Special ability, corporeal weave. We'll go with that. Press ability, one button to shift between body and head form. Body form has 32 meter terror radius. Head form has a 40 meter terror radius. It is slightly faster but cannot break pallets and is not granted the bloodlust effect. Leech mode, if you're in the head mode and you attach onto someone, it doesn't injure them. It's not a basic attack. It adds to the leech meter and you need to hit them, I think, 3 times to it's fully leeched, which I'll try and show you in the demonstration that I'm going to do next. Once it reaches level 2, they then are affected with broken. If healthy, they then become injured. When you're in head form, there's an intestinal whip. So that's when I said, well, you lash out with your attack button. It's your basic attack. Survivors affected leash can be damaged by intestinal whip. Again, as I said, if you've got leech out to level 2, you can then use the head form to do a basic attack and you can actually down them. In body form, you can press and hold down the power off button to charge to regurgitate, which is like a projectile. It's a bit like the spitting from The Unknown, can bounce off objects and things and it latch onto you. Your ability when you're in the head form, where you can press and hold down the power button to soar through the air and vent the leech meter and kind of get rid of the effects. You can eat a glowing fungus, which is my favourite part. It's like a really pretty glowing mushroom. It's bright green. Very, very pretty. It has 3 new killer perks, which I'll show you. Look at this animation first of all. So that is the head form that's just attached to the body form. Hex, Overture of Doom. It's a hex that reveals the furthest generator away in yellow. And when someone is working that generator, it gives you undetectable status for 20 seconds. So when you get the undetectable status, you know they're working on the yellow generator, so you should be able to go back to them. I'm going to try and remember that whilst I'm in my custom game. Ravenous is when you hit a survivor the first time, you gain 1 token, and you get up to a maximum of 4. When you have 4, all the survivors scream and are exposed. 40 seconds. That 40 seconds doesn't seem like a very long time, but as a survivor, it feels like fucking years. It's absolutely abysmal if you're caught out in the open. Wandering Eye. Whenever you start chasing a survivor, reveal the auras of all other injured survivors within 16 meters for 5 seconds. This is kind of brutal, because if you accidentally sandbag a teammate by starting a chase with the killer, you run into the killer when you're trying to go over to maybe heal a teammate or something, they can clock on and they can immediately trigger and go with the person injured. A bit weird with all the tunneling, anti-tunneling and slugging changes, but I understand. I get it. It's a bit like Nurse's Calling, I consider it. We've gone through her power. Her add-ons I haven't really gone through, so I'll do them now. Chicken Head is one of her eerie add-ons. Believed by some type of mystical properties, this particular sample was lodged in the KRASUE's throat after a feed. All survivors start afflicted with leeched one. Then you've got Shredded Gown, which is its other area add-on. She tore her clothes and into her flesh as her body burnt. Corporal Weave reveals the auras of all survivors who are within 8 minutes of growing fungus or holding growing fungus on their own for 5 seconds. That's pretty cool. Lorenza's Remains. A purple add-on, very rare. Even her pet bird would fall victim to the KRASUE's Thirst for Bloods. Oh, that's quite dark. So Leech 1 applies blindness. Leech 2 applies hindered. Also be quite good. You got Mysterious Elixir, a liquid moulded from the fog itself. Though similar to Incognition she drank, there seem to be slight alterations. Hit a window with Leeching Gland to mark it. In head mode, vault the marked window to block it for survivors for 10 seconds. Removes the mark. So it's a bit like Bam Bam, but in perk form. In add-on form. Queen Scepter. Oh, that's a cool name. The stage prop of a vengeful queen who demands blood. Successful intestinal whip causes a leeching gland to splatter near the survivor. Okay. So if you go into head mode and you dash at them and use your attack, you then also cause the leeching gland to splatter near the survivor. Cool. Rotten swine. A revolting meal that left her disgusted when she woke. Hitting a generator pallet or wall with a leeching gland marks it. Damaging or breaking the marked item is 10% faster and removes the mark. Only one object can be marked at a time. Cool. Dulled knife, a stage prop symbolic of a woman's gambit in an attempt to save her lover on death row. Decreases headlong flight's charge consumption by 25%. Glowing fungus grants survivors 10% haste for 5 seconds, while preventing scratch marks, pools of blood, and grunt plates and aura reveals. Framed newspaper. She had once made it into the entertainment section of the city's newspaper, but she wanted more. Increased headlong flight charges by 10 and its recharge rate by 25. Headlong flight must be at least half charged to activate. Okay. Janara's hand. This is her friend, I believe. One of the few distinguishable parts that remained of her friend. She killed her bestie. Gain 2 headlong flight charges whenever a generator is repaired. Headlong flight charges recharge rate is increased by 25 to 15 seconds. When 5 generators are repaired, headlong's flight is fully recharged, and the recharge rate is permanently increased by 25%. That's great for mobility. Splattered handkerchief, a sign that something was very wrong presented itself, but she chose to ignore it. When the escapes are powered, all survivors are fitted with leached 1 growing fungi begin to decay, and activating Corbel Weave no longer creates new growing fungi. I feel that's a cracked add-on for Endgame. Cool. Theatre binoculars, a pair of glasses that have watched many tragedies. Hitting a non-leech survivor with intestinal grate reveals the auras of other survivors within 24 meters for 5 seconds. Alright, standard. A varied source of protein, chuck of malai. A varied source of protein contributes to good gut health. Decreases the glowing fungus cleanse rate by 8% for each leech survivor. Pretty cool. Before her desperation, she hoped that continued practice would be enough to succeed. Gain 10 charges to headlong flight when survivors hit by a leech gland. Okay. The Metronome Sparks... That was crumpled music, sheet music, and this is Detective Metronome. I'm dyslexic, please forgive me. It's hard. Survivors under glowing fungus effect are exhausted. That's pretty cool. It still glistens with saliva. Pig's eye. Ugh. When a survivor eats a glowing fungus from further than 40 meters away, the aura is revealed to you for 6 seconds. Cool. Wriggling parasite. A fragile organism that has unusual effect on its host. Increases the growth rate of leech by 10%. Increases the cleanse rate of growing fungi by 10%. So basically outdoes each other. Not sure about that one, folks. Let me know. Broken tiara, cute. A dazzling stage prop worn by Thara's daughter, as distracting as it is fake. Survivors are oblivious under the glowing fungus effects. Okay. She felt first libretto. She felt as she could walk on the air after standing alone in the first opera. Decreases headlong's flight's consumption rate by 20% for 15 seconds at any time you look at a leech survivor. Luckless mouse. A game of cat and mouse. Always gets the blood pumping. Increasing headlong's flight charges by 2. Very lackluster. Sticky lozenge. Lozenge, as in like a lozenge you put in your throat. A simple tablet to moisten the dry throat, often taken before audition. When charging regurgitate, see a preview of the impact zone. Oh! She is... Oh, it's such a cool animation. Look at her. So, this is her body mode. And you charge regurgitate like you would the Unknown's power. And you can spit. So if I spit, see how it boinks? You want that to hit the survivor or one of these to hit the survivor. So, case in point. We found some survivors. Let's go. We'll go on Lori first, I guess. It's a lot easier when you know where you're aiming. So that's put leeched on her. Just dodge that. Put that back on her. You can get the M1 here, so I'm just going to do the M1 because you might as well. We can go into head mode, and we can zoom along. Look up on that palette, and then you do your M1 attack, and then you can do a little, you know, bot. Because she had leech level 2 on her, which means I could hit her and she could go down. We've lost 1 gen, but that's alright because we're against bots, so that's fine. Yeah, what I like to do is you can see the auras where they are now because the ants are tunneling. Go headlong flight, and you can zoom over there. And we see him running. Just gonna drop. Maybe I should have kept in the head form and gone a little bit further there, but it's fine. We're on Fang. She pre-drops. Well, this is a difficult loop for me. Got it anyway. Don't know how that didn't hit. Maybe it did hit. I'm just gonna go for a lunge hit. And I actually got that by the tip of my dick there. Fucking hell. There? And I got that too. Crazy. Right, we can go pick her up. But I do find it incredibly fun to play as. I think it is a little bit skill. I think the add-on to see the projectiles are quite nice. Just so you kind of get used to projectile. Because I played it without the projectile. Okay. And then we'll go back into her mode and check this gen. Oh, it's Lori again. I am no longer tunneling though because she's not been smudged, so I don't feel guilty against this bot. She likes this loot, doesn't she? So we got her, C level 1. She's just mind gamed me. Fucking hell. Hey Lori girl. Wish I could get rid of bounce. It's very difficult to aim. This is why I would say this is a high skill. Because by the time you send it, they've moved. So you need to predict it. No, not got that. Did I get that? I feel like I should have maybe gone into head mode. Yeah. Don't know what that was. Oh, this Claudette's gonna have my life, I can feel it. Let me block this. It's fine, we've got that. You don't get blood loss in this mode as well. I'm just gonna go for it and hope for the best. No, I missed it. I'm just gonna go back into this mode. This Claudette has completely ruined me. But as I said, in the head mode, you do not get blood lost. You also can break. Woo! See, that only puts a little bit of a charge on him. See what that does? It doesn't actually do a basic attack yet. Because you need them to be have a leech on them to be able to do that. I think so, and I've kind of explained it a little bit better. And it can actually make some visual sense. Because I know me going into it, I find it a little bit difficult first, but I really, really enjoy this killer. I think she's absolutely gorgeous. Her skins in the store, let me just say. Hold up. Let's just go see her skins because she's gorgeous. There are so many. You're going to be spoiled for choice. And Mori is quite brutal, I will say. It's very savage. A lot of intestines, a lot of blood, a lot of gore. It's a lot. But it's still really cool. But overall, really impressed with this killer. I think she is a mixture of kind of unknown and Springtrap. Like with the Springtrap kind of knife attack. I don't know, that's my opinion. Let me know what you think about add-ons. What do you think is super overpowered? What do you think isn't underpowered? Let me know any potential builds you guys have been trying out that you have been enjoying. I'd really appreciate it. I know if I played this killer in a normal lobby, I would get wrecked because I'm a very low to mid-tier killer main. I don't barely play any killer. I have under 500 hours. I'm relatively new to the game on the killer side. But for those who are really good at killers, do let me know what builds you're going to be planning to play and all that stuff, because it's really, really interesting. I'll see you all next time. I'm going to be releasing another video on the other changes through the PCB, in particular the new Survivor. That'll be coming soon. And then I'll see you next time. I stream every Monday, Wednesday and Friday on YouTube, Twitch, Kick and TikTok. Feel free to come along. I'll put my socials down below. And we have a good time and we have some banter. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Ba, 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 ba.